继续走，一起来走。
这一场老坑爹是不是已经没有什么机会了？
恭喜 Manesky，
恭喜 Manesky 拿到了年级亚洲邀请赛的一个冠军。
我估计 Works 都没有想到，他以为在 B 吧，站起来泽保尼打下了这个不可思议的残局。
我大表哥什么东西？这是 carry 吗？我又要提这个问题，但是恭喜 Monster。恭喜 Monster 2-0。战胜了来自于芬兰的 Major 亚军
Welcome to the International.
好像有点创造不了奇迹，扔在飞机脸上，又是秒被带走，直接打出了奇迹。
Hello, everybody. Welcome to the DPC. My name is Cryptic. I'm here with the legend himself, Mr. Neff. How you doing, brother?
Excellent, excellent. Just sorting out a quick technical difficulty. Look like we don't have our feed on one end, and boom, fixed.
Boom. Just like that, Jerry coming through. What a legend, honestly. That guy always helps us out. But I'm so excited to be here. It's a fantastic night, as always. We got some amazing Division 2 teams lined up today. Some new faces for us, I know, which will be very exciting because we have not covered all of them. But our first series of today is going to be Neptune Gaming versus Extreme. And I don't know about you, Neff. Have you peeped the Extreme roster at all anytime soon? Or anytime recently?
No cares Extreme, only cares Neptune Gaming font and his cat ear headset. The man's back at it again, Ricky.
Love it. Absolute legend. You gotta give credit where it's due. I mean, this guy knows he's dressed to impress. Yeah, exactly. Absolutely. Matching pink shirt too. I mean, the drip, you know, the drip. It's palpable.
Yeah, you know, Neptune Gaming, if they don't win the match today, they won the fashion contest. And
absolutely.
Isn't that what's important when you're on camera? And I gotta say, Ricky, I got your camera pulled up now. You're looking good. You're looking fresh, Ricky.
Thanks, brother. Decided to wear a hat today. You know, it's my it's one of my standard go-tos, the good old dad hats. I think they're very underrated fashion. But yeah. So one thing I want to mention, this is Extreme Gaming's first game. They have not played. They're the only team that has not played so far in Division 2, and a lot of people might recognize some of these names. I don't know. Maybe you don't. And if that's the case, then I would highly recommend looking some of them up and paying more attention to the Chinese DPC region. But Neff, we got Paparazzi and DY on the same team in Division 2. In Division 2.
In Division 2. Now, they are on Extreme Gaming, who formerly had some of the players that you guys have already had the pleasure of seeing now on YBB make it back through after being kicked. And the opportunity to ask around, get the opinions, and a lot of the players, they kind of accept these roster changes and player swaps and, you know, org trades. That just is how it is in this region, but it's still fun to see that they get a chance to kind of stick it to their old team with these, you know, people that they've replaced them with. That, you know, DY, Paparazzi, absolutely amazing players, no question about that. But they have the opportunity to, you know, prove that maybe they can be better if they beat them in that matchup, which we've yet to see. But this is Extreme Gaming's debut match. And against a team that looks a little bit weaker in the grand scheme of things right now. Neptune hasn't had the best performance so far.
Yeah, they've been struggling, and I think a lot of people were actually really hyped on this roster. But it is a new team, right? And anytime you have something like that, there's bound to be growing pains. And the problem with that in the current system is that there's not a lot of time for growing pains here in the CNDPC Division 2. I mean, these guys have already played 6 games. This is their 4th series. And Neff, I don't know if you've noticed, this is week 1. They're literally 4 series in at week 1.
It's not just that, Ricky. I hope you're well rested, because not only is this week 1, but we got 3 China games tonight. We're only going to be doing the first one. Second is going to be done by Drag and Drop and Snare. There's 2 more tomorrow, and the day after that there's 3 more. We're going non-stop here for the next couple of days.
Yeah, that's a lot of Dota. That is a lot of Dota. Oh my goodness. But yeah, it's going to be a pretty intense series here. I'm very curious to see how Extreme's going to handle it. I also forgot to mention they do have PYW, which is another very, very all-star player.
Thank you.
But they pick up the Magnus Jug. That's kind of a classic, right? These are 2 heroes that used to play together pretty much. I mean, when the Magnus 5 position was picked all the time, it was like Magnus Jug or Magnus PA, right? So this is not something that's very all that new, I would suppose. Meanwhile, Neptune Gaming get the Mars Snapfire opening, which this just seems like the best offlane duo you can probably get in the game right now.
Oh yeah, for sure. The Mars Snapfire seems to be the most popular thing. Snapfire is pretty easy to bring down if you can get on top of her, but you know, they've taken care of some heroes that do that on the side of Extreme. They've gotten rid of the faces for it. I guess they don't want to deal with the Mortimer Kisses plus Chronosphere, but you know, they get rid of hero faces for that is pretty good against the Snapfire in and of itself. But yeah, a lot of kill potential in this lane, like you mentioned, and I do like that. It feels like the Chinese region has already developed its own flavor. I don't see much Death Prophet in the other regions. I was watching a lot of Dota today.
Yeah.
There was a lot of North American games going on.
Yeah, I watched both of the NA series this afternoon. I didn't get to actually finish the Quincy Crew and Four Zoomers one, but those were super close games. And Razor picked up in the series before that one as well. So we're seeing a lot of Razor kind of everywhere. Grimstroke, another standout hero that's been showing up more and more.
Yeah, Grimstroke picked up there, so I was just giving a quick little update. Now, you don't have anything that pairs amazing with the Grimstroke just yet, but there's a lot of things that, I mean, some things you can rule out, like the Doom is one of the biggest things that people pair with the Grimstroke, able to, you get the double Doom. Razor's another one, double static link, but they already have their offlaner on Neptune Gaming. Razor's already been banned out. On the side of Extreme Gaming, they go for Invoker. They've got one big setup. They've got the RP available for that Cataclysm. I mean, that's a major thing that you're worried about. But they've already banned out the Faceless Void themselves because they were worried that Neptune Gaming would grab that one. And I don't think it was that likely that they pick up the Faceless Void at that point because, you know, they already have the Jug. We have seen it run position 3 a couple of times, but that means they've got some other hero in mind to set up things for the Invoker. Actually, I take it back. They don't do that at all. Instead, they just go for the Silencer, which has fallen off a little bit.
It has, yeah. I am excited, though. Paparazzi's Invoker is wild, so this should be a pretty sick performance to watch him, which does mean Neptune, they have their work cut out for him in the mid lane. And I know White Chen has done pretty good, but you're going against an all-star here.
Yeah. My mic having any issues on your end?
You sound good to me, brother.
And they pick up a Kunkka here on Neptune Gaming. You might be a little bit ahead of me, but I'll figure that out in just a second. So, Kunkka grab, it's your initiator, it's your frontliner. You've got a lot of beef on the front line with the Kunkka and the Mars, so able to run at these heroes. You've got solid people behind you to set things up. But Kunkka, it still doesn't trade that well with the Juggernaut. Mars also struggles against the Juggernaut in the lane. You're able to just spin him down.
Yeah.
So, I'm not crazy about Neptune's lineup. I like Extreme Gaming's, but I do think they need something to set up Sunstrikes for the Invoker. Or something, you know, have that late game Cataclysm threat. And I don't think RP just by itself is going to be good enough.
That's true, but the one thing you could also look at the fact is you do have the Magnus Invoker combo, which pairs really well when it comes to amplifying your carry, right? You have in power, but you also now have Alacrity. So Quaswex Invoker with that Alacrity and going Spirit Vessel this game already looks like a must for this Invoker. So this Juggernaut, if given like a decent amount of space, like will just own in these fights with a combination of like that Alacrity and power buff.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see. We'll see how much damage the Jug is able to output. You know, he doesn't have the same agility growth rate as a lot of carries that are super popular right now. So I feel like he has fallen off a little bit because of that. He's got a very high base attack time. You know, his Shard is very good, lets you run down heroes, but just by himself without the Omni Slash, he feels a little bit underwhelming. So, like you said, that Empower, that Alacrity, pretty important for picking up his damage. I think if they just need a little bit more catch around their draft out, otherwise Neptune Gaming is always going to be able to bring the fight to them. So Earth Spirit is a hero that comes to mind for that.
I think they're going to, I mean, they could just go Bane, honestly. I think they need a 5 here. This is most likely.
Gonna be a 5?
Okay, so they go Shadow Shaman. So it looks like it is going to be 5 Silencer. I thought they could run like a 4 Silencer and go for something that had a lot more lockdown, but Shaman is a 4 that brings a lot of lockdown, so I like that a lot.
A lot of lockdown, but not much jump until you have that Blink Dagger, right? It's the only issue. Yeah. And this will cheer you up, Ricky. Stress 90 in the chat just wrote, we should never not cast together. The duo is too powerful. They think that we're the power couple.
That is true.
There was a really underwhelming reaction to that one.
No, that makes me very happy.
Okay.
No, I thought about it. I'm like, yeah, you know, he's right.
He's
Definitely a power couple. That's great.
I'm happy to be with you here with you, buddy.
Hey, how you spending New Year's this year? You want to sit under the stars together, or like, what are you doing?
I got to tell you a story after we're done stream. Last year I got sick when I went out for Christmas, and some same people invited me to head out again. And I'm just like,
no.
There's no way we're not doing that. So I think I'm just gonna stay home for Christmas this year. Intentional, by choice.
Yeah. Yeah,
well.
I know. Yeah. I'm also definitely
very
staying home
popular.
for Christmas
Lots
by
of
choice.
people would have invited me out if I wanted to.
Yeah.
But so a diversion there. Font with his cat ears. Looks like we got a pause during the draft briefly. One of the players might have disconnected or hit the button by mistake. And Ricky, the flagship hero for the stream. It's absolutely perfect.
It's me.
We
did it.
I mean,
I made it. That's me. What do you mean it's you? It's me.
Congratulations, Ricky. You are the expert here. There's no need to have me analyze this one. You can just go all out.
Safe lane Kunkka. That's what this is. This is really interesting. So I've been seeing some safe lane Kunkka more recently, and it has actually kind of owned. One hero that doesn't own, though, is Ricky. That hero is really bad. So I'm very curious as to why they resort for the Ricky here, especially in the mid lane. It does do well with experience more than anything, and if you do manage to actually pull a little bit ahead, you can have a lot of kill threat. So his defusal timing is going to be super important to see like if he can actually like pull that all together. But this is a very bold pick because Ricky is a super feast or famine hero. It either is dominating or it's doing absolutely nothing, and there is no in between.
Well, let's hope that we have one of those dominating games. I've seen pretty often now, especially if the Battle Fury build has fallen off, and he's not as crazy with tricks of the trade once he hits that level 25 because the various nerfs to it that it had in the talents and the base ability. But the hero definitely does pop off when he gets an early diffusal blade. And then I think he starts to fall off after that is because his agility growth rate isn't that big. Same sort of issue that Juggernaut has that I just mentioned. 1.4 agility growth rate, by the way.
Worst agility growth rate of all agility heroes.
Yeah.
And
very
I think
sad.
bottom 5 in the game.
Yeah.
So
yeah,
it's a rough one. Yeah, it's rough, when you're just a Ricky fan and you just suck,
Yeah.
What can you do?
We're going to do throw our lovely faces away. I know you guys were really enjoying seeing us up there instead of the draft, but we're going to have to go right into the game here.
Looks like we might get a little bit of an engagement. They are smoked up. Chen's just going to jump in. Inkswell, but onto a magic immune Juggernaut. He does kind of stun up the backline, but a 5-man curse into an empower, and yep. That's about the Ricky contribution I usually expect. First blood goes the way of extreme.
I'm gonna need some Ricky crowds in the chat. So a spicy pick, but not starting off too hot for them, unfortunately. What can you do, Ricky?
Just don't pick the hero. I don't know.
This sucks because I know you're such a big fan. It's Ricky, Pudge, and Shadow Fiend. You're like the ultimate angry pub player.
I love Ricky. I love Pudge. I love Shadow Fiend. God, if I'm actually like trying to win, I pick real offlane heroes, but I just love those heroes. Those 3 are super fun. I also love me some Alchemist and Doom, but it's hard to say.
See, my audio is a little bit low, so I'm going to have to speak directly into the Wiimote.
Yes. Now be careful. Make sure to strap that onto your wrist.
Strap.
You don't want to, put on the wrist strap. Yeah. I know you get excited during the game, and the last thing I want is for you to throw that thing into your monitor. So.
Yeah, we go through a lot of monitors here, as we do in Dota.
A lot of Wiimotes too.
Yeah. Mid Ricky, we got the triple sight here in the lanes. Ricky, absolutely beautiful. Look at this stuff. Incredible.
It's honestly so good. I'm so glad I have 3 eyeballs too. Otherwise, this would be a little disorienting.
Yeah. But if there's action, we're going to see it. And we saw little Shredder coming out onto the silencer at the start. I tried to run Snapfire myself. When you're playing against ranged heroes in the lane, it feels a little bit miserable, but against Juggernaut, it's not so bad. You can at least get some decent harass off onto him. The silencer, who's going to outrange you, you do struggle to trade with him a little bit. Wow.
So, this mid lane matchup, I'm not really sure if it's going to end up panning out too well here for Chen. I think, honestly, Paparazzi is going to get to an urn, and at that point, there's not going to be a whole lot you can do on this Riki. Like, you can definitely trick to the trade to dodge out things like the EMP or the tornado combos, but it gets to be real rough.
Yeah. But, if he tornado combos perfectly, the trick to the trade doesn't come out fast enough. There's a small cast point on that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So if your mana gets completely burned out, you're having a miserable time on, what is your favorite hero. Everywhere else, Shadow Shaman being a massive nuisance. He actually opted to put a point into his Hex rather than his Shackles here, which is interesting because, again, it lasts about half the duration. It doesn't do any of the damage, and it is instant. But
you're against Torrent in lane and Grimstroke, who can just go like Phantom's Embrace, right? So it's really hard to go for like a full Shackle in that lane. You're not going to be able to get much out of it.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree.
Makes sense.
Don't normally see that Shackle that early, though, for sure.
Yeah. Mars, he's opting to go Bracer and Gauntlet of Strength, so just a ton of HP in this lane. I'm not sure they're going to be able to run him down. That's one of the two ways that you survive Juggernaut spinning on you, especially if you have another hero that does a lot of damage, like the Silencer. You either get enough HP to be able to survive, the nukes from him, or you have enough movement speed or an escape ability to get away. So, kill potential isn't there for the Jug. Nice dodge. That's what you talked about, Ricky. You love to see it.
Yeah, you have to be a little bit better on the timing there from Paparazzi. You have to basically make it so that the EMP comes out pretty much right as he falls, so you can interrupt the Tricks of the Trade animation with Cold Snap. So it is actually, I would say, more on Paparazzi to make the mistake because he should be able to land that.
No. Ricky already called out Paparazzi in his first game.
It's all right. This man can handle it.
Yeah.
He's a gamer.
Yeah.
He did go the double null tally build as expected. I'm wondering if he still goes for the urn into Vessel. I think this Vessel is just way too good this game to pass up. The safe lane Kunkka, like we haven't really talked about, it is CSing fairly well. The few games that I've seen it actually play in were pretty sick.
I think I saw it once. I forget the game, but it definitely lost. I think I was watching.
Was it like a DPC game?
It was D2CL. I was there with Dragon Drop, exploring my other options.
Oh, cheeky play there from White Chen.
Ignore that one, all right.
Yeah, I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't hear anything.
Grabbing the water rune there. Oh. Paparazzi definitely needed a little bit more mana, especially if you missed that EMP earlier, because half the point of throwing out the EMP, drains your opponent's mana, but also boosts yours back up. So if those aren't connecting, it's getting no drain. And you can't spam out his skills as much. Not enough action since the game started. I imagine that's going to pick up fairly soon. We do have a Shadow Shaman on one side and the Mars and the Snapfire on the other.
I mean, it's like they are just going to TP out on the top lane Mars. This is a rough one. I mean, looking at the lanes so far, CS is relatively even. Like, Juggernaut is definitely not CSing nearly as well as I thought he would be. Mars being pushed out of lane completely, though, will give him a little bit of time to recover. But I'm actually genuinely surprised that the Riki in the mid lane is doing as well as it is.
Yep. As am I, buddy. I mean, you do have a lot of base damage against Invoker who, doesn't have very much, but he is a very smart guy. He's got lots of int. I think he's got like 4.5 int growth rate or something. So as the lane goes on, it gets much easier for him and much harder for the Riki, who's got 1.4 agility growth rate. So one of these people scale quite well with their damage, the other person not so much.
Yeah, not at all.
Yeah, and he does need items to supplement his damage. He does his agility very well thanks to backstab. He went for an orb of corrosion as well for the minus armor. Also means he's going to be able to run at heroes, but I'm not sure he's going to even be able to find this kill on the Shadow Shaman, given that he ended up going Hex here.
He's going to Blink Strike to try and yoink the rune, maybe?
No.
Okay, no, he's waiting for Grimstroke to make the rotation over. And there's the surprise. Inkswell to set that one up, and they will grab themselves the second kill of the game. This one going the way of Wai Chen, so not too bad. Magnus will skew around a bottom lane, wants nothing to do with this.
You hate to see it. Tornado EMP, your double damage rune is dispelled, all of your mana is gone, and now you can't make use out of this Snapfire rotating. And she's just trying to soak up a little bit of XP in the mid lane, but Invoker punishing her for that. Now, yeah, she's not going to be able to set up any kills anywhere. She's kind of useless for a little bit until she sends out some mana items. And I do believe that she's getting them out now, but that's going to make things on the map a little bit easier for extreme gaming over the next minute or so.
There's the urn from for Paparazzi, like we were talking about. I'm gonna be curious if he goes back for a Midas or if he wants to finish this vessel here, because that's usually like the decision for a lot of mid lane Quaswelx invokers is you either go back for the Midas or you finish that vessel. Meanwhile, top lane Juggernaut just gets clapped. That's the combo. That's what's so scary about this match, this dual lane, is you have so much control and so much physical damage. The little Shredder setting him up for a massive crit from the God's Rebuke.
Yeah. It is huge.
Bottom,
damage.
Font is here. Gonna be a nice rotation in from Paparazzi. Meanwhile, top lane DY is gonna fall. The question is, can they actually kill this Kunkka? He's got this armlet, nice Hex, and perfectly timed there so that they can finish him off. So they do trade 1-for-1 on the map.
Yeah. At the very least, they definitely got out ahead there, taking out the Kunkka, especially just after he finished his armlet. He was feeling very strong prior to that, so it was an important kill. He got the EMP draining all of his mana before he could drop his boat for that extra survivability as well. So important play by Paparazzi there. It's nice to finally see the Quaswelx coming back out. I was casting again some Europe games, and they were going Exord over there. Just, awful European gameplay.
Yeah, I mean, I wouldn't really expect anything else from that region.
They were owning with it, but, against other Europeans.
Yeah, I was like, but you're playing against a European team, so it's like...
Yeah. Keen Optic found by the Mars. Imagine we'll pass it over to somebody else. Out-leveling this Juggernaut pretty heavily in the bottom lane. We got some action.
Beautiful rotation. X into the boat. They get the setup there originally just from the Phantom's Embrace and that Inkswell. So very nice kill.
Going the way of, unfortunately, the Grimstroke. So he's not going to make too much use of that one, but does slow the Magnus's game down. Since he's not doing much on the map. One of the main things that I thought would really bring Extreme Gaming's lineup online is a Blink Dagger on the Shadow Shaman. Without that, I feel like they aren't able to make too many movements. And until then, it's just going to be things like this. Ricky running at you behind your tier 2 tower, and I don't even think you're going to be able to catch them.
No, not at all. This is the benefit of running this Grimstroke Ricky combination. I mean, we saw this actually pop up during one of the majors. And they just constantly will like Inkswell up this Ricky and let him run in. And now they just even have a massive arena rotation in, and we'll just go ahead and punish Extreme super heavily for trying to make this gank. So now up 7-2 with a 2K gold lead.
Yeah, unless you are able to close the gap with that skewer and land an RP, you were never going to catch them. Neptune, they have like the benefit of being able to rotate any of the heroes in and like turn things around on you though. They have all these tools. They've got Grimstroke with the Inkswell, able to jump on top of you with the Ricky. They've got X marks the spot and boat. They've got Mars with his arena. They have so many tools catching out these extreme heroes. On the other side, all you have is like Tornado for the setup plus RP. You can get a great disengage and reset the fight with Global Silence, but that's only if Neptune make like a mistake and dive way too far. So this game is difficult for you to make your own big plays to turn it around.
Yeah.
Oh, I'm worried. But again, Ricky does fall off. Kunkka, position 1, that is going to fall off. The question is if you can last long enough in this game.
To be honest, the position 1 Kunkka, you might be surprised But it is, I think, legitimately one of the strongest late game carries right now.
They couldn't even get Ricky. They dropped the urn, the arcane curse.
Yeah.
So many
Did he just get silenced up? Is that why the like shackle and stuff ended?
Yeah. We threw that out onto him, and then Ricky just, you know, blink striked away. He only had one spell that he could get off, but that's really all it took. Like, Juggernaut is going to be farming up pretty quickly, courtesy of this Empower. And it looks like they want to set up a kill onto the Mars here. The Snapfire is a much easier jump. You need to be able to get her, otherwise she could turn things around on you.
Well, he ends up getting the double RP anyway, and Paparazzi there with that EMP. And then, of course, Blade Fury. Easy way to secure the kill. Tornado to cancel the TP out, so they will end up just finishing off two. And there it is, the Vessel. Completed up by the Invoker.
Well, too far forward there on these Neptune heroes. Able to wrap around, and the double RP does secure them actually, XP lead now. They managed to bring it back just a little bit. You love to see it. I was worried before that, but it did come down to Neptune making a bit of a mistake there, right? Too far up on the Mars and the Snapfire, too close together when Magnus was off the map. And even though they knew that he didn't have the Blink Dagger yet, he was able to close that gap with the Skewer.
They just don't have any map control or map vision on that side of the tower, right? Like normally you'd want to ward behind the tower or somewhere in the jungle there to be able to scout rotations, but they're just playing blind in the top. Yep, there's the scenario in the mid lane there for Chen.
So miserable to play against, man.
So that's what's supposed to happen. When you time the EMP correctly, you just do that. And now he has 0 health, 0 mana. Has to get a salve there. Classic. What a fun way to play Dota.
That's rough, man. That is super rough. Hopefully your team can accomplish things elsewhere on the map while Ricky's game is, you know, ruined by the EMPs and tornadoes being thrown onto him. They're pushing the top tower quite a bit, and it will go down, I think, to the next little shredder coming in from the Snapfire.
Yeah, it should fall pretty soon.
There it goes. And they set up control of the enemy team's jungle now. They want to be able to invade the Dire side and, you know, wrap around on this tier 2. They need to be playing fast. Again, this Kunkka position 1 is going to fall off. And the Juggernaut, if he gets the opportunity to farm up, especially with this Empower, he's going to be very scary.
Yeah. That is the big question, right? Like, how farmed can this Jug get? Because right now, he is very far behind Kunkka. 900 gold. Kunkka obviously being one of the fastest farming heroes in the game at the current moment, but Juggernaut has a lot of tools and things like the Empower from Magnus as well as the Alacrity from the Invoker. So as he, you know, gets a little bit more space and like there's more levels on the Magnus, I think Juggernaut might pull it back.
Yeah, it's looking like it. Again, it all comes down to the levels, or well, how often Magnus is playing around him and how much of the map they control so he can actually farm, right? Yeah. Oh. Looks like they want to make a rotation over mid lane, though. Everybody's smoked up. Ready to jump on the Snapfire. The Mars? Oh, they back up. They saw this one coming. They saw... Yeah, they circled that one up. They say, all right, bottom lane's pushing. There's nobody down there, guys. There's nobody pushing the top wave. Odds are they're 5 minutes smoking into us. So, they play close to the towers for a little bit and managed to evade that one. Very nice. This is the time that Extreme Gaming needs.
Yeah, it is.
Oh.
The Ricky is still going for the Diffusal Blade like we talked about. Probably the best item you can build on this hero.
Yeah.
Just because he really does need to come online and find kills.
Mm-hmm. But he even farms a Diffusal Blade by finding kills if he doesn't get it inside the laning stage very early. Already, he's pretty far behind. 5.3k net worth just at 15 minutes here.
Mortimer kisses out to DY. They commit the Global Silence and a Dust as well. So DY falls in the process, but they really want to try and get Chen here. And there's going to be a beautiful Tornado, the EMP, even an RP. They get it, but Arena Spirit comes through. Going to be able to find the Shadow Shaman into two-man soul by no one here to save him. Deafening Blast going to buy him a little bit of space, but the Juggernaut keeping alive for the moment thanks to this healing ward. Great micro. Does end up getting sniped, but there's the Alacrity into the Omni Slash. We were talking about it earlier. What a dodge. Still ends up going down there on the Kunkka.
Yeah, that Spirit Vessel ends up being too much. The Mars picking him off. Oh, the Tornado Paparazzi.
Too good. You don't mess with Paparazzi's Invoker.
Yeah.
It's so funny. Kunko's like, hey, Mars, can I give you something? Like,
get this off me. But the Spirit Vessel onto your Strength hero who's trying to armlet toggle, it's just a little bit too much. You don't heal back up as much when you reactivate that armlet, and it becomes very easy for it to tick you down. But that's the second time the Snapfire has tried to get away from the Invoker, and he ends up hitting him with the Tornado. 2 TPs canceled with that. So Paparazzi holds that. He keeps in mind where everyone is in the team fight. A true Arsenal Magus there. Mastered of all of his spells.
yep.
But it was a nice attempt there, luring the Juggernaut over to the Mars, but way too much damage to come out with that Omni Slash thanks to the Alacrity. It was just too late at that point. The Mars is great at tanking that. I mean, the radius of his shield, how much damage reduction he gets is absolutely insane.
Meanwhile, easy kill there onto DY. Pretty much stands no chance. Juggernaut going to try and chase down the Grimstroke, gets the kill. So a 1-for-1 trade. The Juggernaut, by the way, I'm not sure if you see here, has Diffusal queued up.
Interesting. I guess he's wanting to play fairly fast as well. I mean, it's decent against a lot of these heroes. If you could trade it with Ricky, he's not able to spam out his Blink Strikes, his Tricks of the Trade multiple times.
Yeah,
it's
not just that his agility growth rate is bad, all of his stat growth rates are bad.
Yes.
Hex out in the bottom lane, they drop the wards, Global Silence as well, and Ricky gonna go down. Nice Tornado, nice blink out there from the Mars, but I don't know if they can actually catch this Snapfire, so they will just turn their attention on over to this tier 1 tower. Well, Paparazzi is chasing. He's ghost walked up, he's got a ward, he really wants this kill, and honestly, a little bit of a whiff there on the Ice Wall, but gets a Cold Snap Spirit Vessel anyway, and I believe that is a pretty easy kill there onto the Snapfire. RP on the backside, they find the Mars, and skewers him right on over to his team. EMP is there, ready to go, and they're going to get a second. They stuck around way too long here on Neptune.
It's not just that. I mean, they've kind of figured, okay, they're going to go for that tier 1 tower. That's their major objective. Paparazzi chases them down, and a lot of the time, oh god, speaking of, Paparazzi, and they find this kill onto him.
Diffusal reveal here, and that is a big one.
Yeah.
They did manage to catch this Ricky on the dust, though, and Tricks of the Trade's out for the moment. If they can get vision, there's going to be the Hex, but a nice silence in. And he just drops the Omni. Is it going to be enough, though? He's able to survive on the Ricky. Oh, no, he's got double Arcane Curse on him. Never mind. Mortimer Kiss is out in the mid lane. They don't have any way out. He's going to be able to finish off the Shadow Shaman, and now Magnus on the run, tries to skewer away, but does not find it. Ends up being a 3-for-1 in the mid lane. This is a bloodbath of a game.
Yeah, heroes just melting. I mean, they did lose Ricky again, but they managed to find that kill on a Paparazzi. A big one for sure. That Diffusal Blade reveal ends up putting in work and commit a little bit too far forward there on an Extreme Gaming when trying to get revenge onto that Ricky. They did get him, but I don't think that was worth. On the other hand, Neptune, they need to start coming online a little bit quicker. They are on a timer here. When you're playing against Juggernaut, Magnus, Invoker, your heroes just aren't going to scale as well. And your Ricky isn't scaling well at all. We talked about 15 minutes. He was at, what, 5.3k net worth? He's at 6.7k now at almost 20. So he is not farming fast.
Yeah, this hero isn't known for farming unless you go the Battle Fury.
Yeah.
And boy, is that whoa, Chen just blinks in. He did not see the rest of the team behind him. The Global Silence is there. And your Ricky is down once again. The ward drops right onto the tower. Gonna mean that tower falls, no problem at all. And your Juggernaut basically has a full Manta style up on your Ricky at this point.
Yeah. I mean, you could argue the Kunkka is the equivalent of the Juggernaut, though, because he was playing position 1. But the Invoker is also very far ahead of the Ricky.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's your mid tower gone. You were supposed to, be punishing and pressuring Extreme Gaming early on. You had the early game lineup, and things are starting to look pretty difficult. You're close to some big item timings. You're about to hit Power Spike when you get BKB on the Kunkka, BKB on the Mars, but still like 1,000 gold or so off both of these things. And Extreme, I think they're ready to start turning on you and bringing the hurt. They've got RP available right now as well. No reason that they shouldn't be trying to set up a kill.
Oh, and Chen goes in. He's going to find DY once again. Tornado, though, comes through, buys him the time he needs, and Chen Oh, what an RP on the backside. Pulls him right into an ice wall and a 3-man Ether Shock. They just get melted. Oh my goodness. The Magnus.
We got the next collapse here.
Hey, Collapse, look out. This guy's coming for your title, dude.
No, Horde Toss was nerfed. This hero isn't as insane as it used to be, but my god, if that didn't look insane, pulling him back into the team after grabbing them all there. And exactly what they're looking for. Set him for kill with that RP. The mid lane, it's not safe for them to defend anymore. I mean, they lost that tower there. They're going to continue to lose control of this map at this rate. And Ricky, he is not farmed at all. I think that they've missed their timing here. I think he's going to start to really accelerate downhill the side of Neptune.
Yeah. Yeah. This is looking... Whew.
Yeah. Because you've started to get these items to catch the enemies out, and now you're working on this Eye of Scotty on Juggernaut. Allow him to be a tankier frontliner, stay on top of these heroes. Looks like he didn't end up going for that Diffusal Blade. Changed his mind.
I do like the Solar Crest pickup on the Snapfire. She's on her way to the Blink Dagger, the pretty much standard build that we see.
Yeah. Nothing too interesting there. Smoke up now on Neptune. Again, they know that RP is available, but they do have Global Silence for the disengage. They need to get away. And yeah, BKB completed on the Mars. Kunkka doesn't have his yet, though.
I mean, I don't know if he needs it, does he? He does a lot of damage. If he can just stand his ground, he might be able to find kills anyway.
Yeah,
the biggest problem, the biggest problem is that Juggernaut has a built-in BKB and Paparazzi's is completed, and now is where things are going to be difficult. They drop the arena. Global Science comes through. Mars, you're not stuck in here with them, dude.
Oh, no.
Oh, nice spear back. He finds the Jug. Mortimer Kiss is coming through. Can he get out? Beautiful Force Staff, and Mars just getting crushed by Paparazzi. Yikes on that.
We don't need to talk about
RP,
that one. Let's talk about this instead. The Skewer back into the team. Oh, no.
So what we've heard was his zoning RP.
Embrace.
Making a big plays, though. A huge boat from Chen, and now DY trying to TP out. He's not going to make it.
They saw him whip that RP, and they realized, all right, let's just turn it around on him then.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah,
Magnus.
I mean, that makes sense to me. Like, guys, they don't have any spells left.
And Magnus trying to pull that Grimstroke back into his team. He just throws the Phantom Embrace out, and everybody's out of position all of a sudden. They commit onto the Invoker, and he's just dead. Now, this is going to be a free Roche. You take a fight by the pit. It's just that easy.
I mean, I did say Kunkka is in a position where he does a lot of damage now, so does make sense. And I'm not sure if you noticed, Ricky did go back for the shard, so Sleeping Dart is online.
This is such an awful ability that shouldn't exist in Dota.
What? This is the only thing that makes Ricky good, in my opinion, is Sleeping Dart.
Just throw this dart at you. You're disabled for like 5 seconds. Very fun.
It
You're
also
slowed
does
afterwards.
damage and slows.
Yeah.
Do you remember? It was pretty bad when it didn't apply the slow. It used to just do damage and they would wake from anything. But now it's like, they're like, oh, I guess we could make this a legitimately okay ability.
It was broken. The cast range on it was insane before as well. They need to nerf that. Thankfully, they did.
No. Nope.
No, you want to be stronger.
Dude, this hero has been unplayable for like 4.5 years. This hero has been so bad.
Yeah. Your idea of playing Dota, this is Ricky, my new OC hero. If you throw Sleeping Dart on you, you're just removed from the game. That's it. You're out.
There was that period where they like figured out that the Battle Fury build was really strong after they like buffed his Ags. But for the most part, like, other than the like 4 weeks that
was ridiculous because you couldn't even hit him. He was just invulnerable for half the fight.
Yeah, well, it was mostly an itemized problem, and that's the benefit of. Oh, Paparazzi got the BKB off.
How?
He got woken in time. He's back in the fight, and there's the RP. Tornado comes through, trying to find these big kills. The Meteor, the Global Silence. They're just getting melted. You do have the Aegis to bring Ricky back into this fight. Juggernaut trying to chase after him, but the Spirit Vessel might finish off the Mars. It looks like it's going to. He's got Curse. 1 second left. He survives on 3 HP.
The boat buff expired at the same time the Spirit Vessel did. So he's taking half damage from it the entire time. If it had expired like a second later, he would have taken ticks of that extra damage that he took while he was buffed by the boat. It went down for sure, but he managed to get out. Kunkka, that's the real strength of the boat, is that buff.
It's a game of microseconds, right? So that is so close how that timing worked out. They do manage to get the Aegis as well as get the second life there on the Ricky. They will take the tier 2 tower, opening up these bottom outposts. So they still managed to come out pretty big here. Juggernaut on his way to the Eye of Scotty, which at this point, there's like no way to get away from this Juggernaut. I mean, we saw in this last fight, Snapfire literally just walked away, but you can't do that once he has the Eye of Scotty.
You're getting run down at that point.
Oh my god, he found him. Happened to have a sentry there. Gets a long duration shackle. Sunstrike coming through in the Omni Slash for good measure. Font pops that BKB. Trying to turn around, find a kill of his own.
You're not hurting him.
It's the Arma Toggle. He's gonna survive, and now it's gonna be a BKB coming up from the Mars. Nice Manta dodge for the moment, but the Juggernaut trapped inside the arena. The Spirit comes out. You're not gonna be able to offer too much assistance here. Got a great tornado. What a cleave from the Kunkka. Juggernaut still trying to hop away. Chen not gonna be able to finish off the kill. Both supports on the side of Extreme will go down, but you don't manage to finish off that Kunkka. What a Chad up play right there.
Stands his ground. BKB's popped. He's tried to spin on that point in the Juggernaut because he's panicking, but as soon as he spins, BKB comes out from that Kunkka. You're not hurting him anymore. He's just able to walk away. And the Juggernaut, the only reason he survived is... Oh no. You hate to see it, especially if you're a Ricky fan. I'm sorry.
Yep.
My condolences.
They're going to ping the ward and be like, hey,
yeah.
It would seem like there's a ward up here, by the way. Just heads up, y'all. No, just a hunch, you know. I'm not 100% though.
Yeah, of course. But the only reason that Juggernaut survived in that last team fight is that healing ward was standing the entire time. He probably healed back up like 50% HP.
Gosh. Paparazzi. Scouting for the Grimstroke. He's going to find him. Hello, sir. Cold Snap Spirit Vessel. Ice Wall off the mark. He could just tornado this, right? You know, he's throwing everything. Sunstrike. Okay, he doesn't get the kill. Did he not have tornado? I mean, I guess he didn't.
I guess you invoked the wrong ability. You would have had it, the cooldown on it. So, well, you invoked the raid ability because he was trying to pump out a bunch of damage there, but no, he did not have the tornado, unfortunately. And because of that, he gets away. Not the end of the world. I mean, you forced him back to base, but you definitely had that kill.
Oh, Global Silence. RP finds the Kunkka. He's going to get dragged right into a DD Juggernaut. Okay, that's a lot of damage.
Yeah.
Tank going to get healed up here, which I'm pretty sure Tank is PYW, right? Yeah, I guess he's just renamed Tank for this DPC. I'm not 100% sure, but that would be my guess. But for those of you who are wondering who Tank is, I'm not sure if it's been brought up yet, but that is indeed PYW.
Looking with the facts.
Keyword back once again. All right. Looks like Magnus not going to make another mistake here as he grabs another real big skewer. And onto the high ground, potentially. You don't have Aegis, but you got double BKBs. You got the wards. They're going to drop those. Sleeping Dart going to try and slow this down just a little bit, but Juggernaut drops the healing ward. There's the Alacrity we were talking about before, and there is no slowing down. Okay, well, I guess you have the Sleeping Dart and the smoke screen, but
it slows it down a little bit. But yeah, they're gonna let the wards trying to finish off the rain tracks, and even if they don't get it, it's not really a big deal. It'll go down eventually as the creeps push in naturally. Is sitting fairly low at this point, and is gonna farm up the triangle. Oh, he does end up getting it. Very nice. Oh, last, they do need to take the tier 1 and the tier 2 towers. They want to be able to pressure mega creeps, and knows this on Mars. He's trying to shove out the wave, but they're looking for him, man.
They're like, hey, we know where you're going, buddy. He has BKB. He's going to drop that. Arena comes out, but again, counter BKB, the Blade Fury plus the Alacrity. They just want to be able to chase him down. He's trying to hide on the corner of the arena, but it's not going to be enough. Nice. Comes in on the Kunkka, but you just get Omni Slashed instead, and that Alacrity lasting just long enough. The double Sleeping Dart into the Mortimer Kisses. They're trying to get out, but the Cataclysm comes through, ends up just zoning out the backline, nearly killing off the Snapfire. But Chen, he's got this healing ward, just healing everybody up, and you can't do anything about it. Sleeping Dart, Chen, can he actually get out of here is the question. Just dancing on through. Do they have vision?
No. They can't
Doesn't look like it. But behind the tower, it's going to be Tank. He's managed to find another, and it's going to be the Grimstroke.
Yeah. They catch out several heroes, and it looks like your time is over. Your heroes have fallen off, and this Juggernaut with the Alacrity, with the Empower, he deals way too much damage. And this is it. Your last outer tower. After this, they're going to be able to secure Mega Creeps for themselves, and they're trying to get all the farm they can to secure a couple of items that might help them defend high ground, but I don't think it's going to be enough. Juggernaut's here. He's ready to bring the herd in. In fact, he's almost got a
butterfly.
Yeah.
It's literally coming on courier. It's being flown out to the Radiant secret shop right now. So he'll pick that one up. Going to give him a lot more damage, a lot more effective HP, and this Juggernaut, as we expected in the draft, has really started to excel this game thanks to that Magnus and that Invoker combo.
Yeah. He does need one of these tools to, help him do more damage. Otherwise, I think he's a little bit underwhelming as a carry. But when he does have it, oh boy, he's scary. And it's hard to bring him down as well. That spin, the healing ward, kept him alive so many times in these team fights. His team alive as well.
It looks like smoked up on Extreme. They're just trying to find someone here on the side of Neptune. They're hiding out in their triangle. They're going to scout a DD rune once again. And Juggernaut going to be very happy about that one. He's just going to walk right up onto the high ground tank, drops the ward. He's going to get a sleeping dart right to the face. The global side slow with the counter. The RP ends up only catching the Mars. Not the best hero, but you'll settle. And the Horn Toss is going to find that Snapfire as well. 2 heroes dead without buyback. And then they get the Ricky as well. The Cataclysm rubbing salt in the wounds.
Yeah, they've got buyback on the Ricky, but not the Mars, not the Snapfire. And they're just going to run it down. They don't want to wait for a Roche. Not with this double damage rune on the Juggernaut. They will make such quick work of this tier 3 interaction. I don't think anything's going to stop them going to the bottom lane afterwards if they want to. We'll see if they play safe.
Tier 4. I don't even think they bother. I guess you already have 2 lanes. You might as well just get the 3rd.
Yeah. Got 30 seconds until Mars is back up. I mean, even if Mars had buyback available, he doesn't have his BKB.
And there it is. Hornton skewer back, and the shackles to follow. Nothing you can do but watch your Kunkka die. Without buyback, I think we're going to see the G's coming out soon.
Yeah,
it's already been called. Oh, they called GG as soon as the horn toss came out. They're like, okay, yeah, that's game. Wow.
Wow is right. Extreme Gaming with their first match here of the DPC. Unveiling, and they look good, man. It was a little bit iffy at first. They didn't have heroes to catch people, and they had a lot of rundown potential on Neptune Gaming, but Extreme, once they got the bearings, they got the Blink Dagger on Magnus, some sick RP skewers, and you couldn't catch back up. I think a lot of it comes down to this Ricky in the mid lane. He didn't get this Diffusal Blade early enough. He died so many times in a row, and even though one of his deaths in the mid around the 15-minute mark secured 3 kills. If he's not coming online and being part of these kills, he's never going to catch back up for farm, especially now that he doesn't build a Battle Fury. The hero just doesn't have the farming abilities, right?
Yeah, this is the second time today I've seen Ricky picked, and I'm just like, you could literally pick any other hero. Like, any other hero in Dota.
Show your man some love, come on.
And it would probably been a better decision. And like, I'm not going to say, like, you shouldn't try new things, but we're so far into this patch right now, it is hard to justify picking a Ricky unless it is the absolute best Ricky game you can see. And even in those games, the hero still feels underwhelming. So it is, I don't necessarily think it's like bad play from Neptune. I think they were just trying something new here in the draft, thinking, okay, let's see if we can make the Ricky work here into the mid lane Invoker. He did actually win the lane, I would say. Like, he actually was pretty farmed for the first like 5-6 minutes, but then you just can't keep up after that. Like you said, the hero doesn't farm.
He doesn't. His base damage doesn't scale either, and Invoker scales incredibly well. With their main attribute, strength and agility. So he just ended up doing too much. His game got slowed down when he didn't find enough kills, and that was that, it felt like. But I think we are going to check out some highlights in just a second here.
Good old First Blood highlight. This one was great. You just walk in, you're like, we got him. Oh, crap, it's all 5. Turn around, guys, bail.
Yeah, at that point, it was already too late for Ricky, unfortunately. Silences screws himself First Blood, but no +2, as he didn't have Glaives of Wisdom yet.
Yeah, this was actually a really sick play bottom. They do manage to find like couple big return kills here onto Extreme. I think this was just after Extreme and Trine got a kill there, so it was like a little bit of a punish. And then this was the situation where they stuck around just a little bit too long. They end up finding the extra kills here onto Snapfire and Mars after having just ganked the Riki in the bottom lane.
And over here, I mean, this was the Diffusal Blade reveal. This is like Riki does absolute peak. But even this, they had to commit so far forward for the Invoker, they struggled to bring him down. He was underneath the tower, used 2 charges of his Blade Strike, and he does manage to dodge that, so they have to die for him here. But Riki does eventually go down. That boat buff expires, and then he's finally ticked out.
Yeah, this was like a really long engagement. They do get like the Magnus, I believe, here. Yeah, he gets chomped by the Mars, but Extreme, like early on, they weren't that far ahead. I think they underestimated the Kunkka, but I think Riki also overestimated his strength, and they were really not playing around the global silence well. Like anytime you would go for an initiation or try to start a team fight, DY just drops that global, and it became so difficult for them to actually respond to it. And this was the sick play, skewer back into that ice wall. They're just getting crushed by a Omni Slash as well. I mean, that was so sick.
Yeah.
And this is another initiation, right? Mars comes in,
Yeah,
they commit a
silence.
lot, they just pop the global, and then there's nothing you can really do.
Yeah, nothing they were able to do there. And yeah, putting on the hurt here at Juggernaut, of course, managed to make it out and shackled up here. RP a little bit questionable, and then they end up going a little bit too far forward while everyone is pretty separated.
Yeah, this is such a sick torrent into the boat there from Fawn. He just cleaves them both down. I mean, yeah, you definitely overextended here on Extreme. End up losing 3 there, but you know, sometimes you just want to have fun.
That's what we call it, huh? We lose all our heroes. That's fun. All right. And this play here again just feels kind of useless after he drops that arena, and Riki.
He's just like, oh, hello, I'll Omni Slash you. Yeah, that's pretty neat.
Double sleeping dart comes out here, the jump forward, but you know, Manta style means take off that Phantom's Embrace.
And then it's just this healing ward micro, like the whole fight. Like Chen can't do anything about it at this point. The Juggernaut's already healed up like 30% of his HP during that like Tricks of the Trade, so
yeah,
it's too much.
He does manage to get out of there though, but you know, Tank just running at them non-stop. I mean, it is this Shadow Shaman who's got all the hacks and no fear. I mean, just blinks up onto the high ground that time.
It's because he's got global behind him, right? He knows DY is going to drop that global silence and save him if he needs to. And yeah, they just find kill after kill. Tank, dude, that shackle, so sick.
With the Cataclysm, I mean, we said they did need a hero that had a little bit of lockdown and catch afterwards. They didn't have to rely specifically on this Magnus, and low cooldowns here on Shadow Shaman pick did make sense, and managed to bring the game back. MVP the Silencer turned some team fights around in the early game. Amazing, holding that global silence. I mean, the one in the mid when Mars had his BKB, he pops that, he jumps in. Global silence comes out right after the BKB is popped. So DY deserving of that one.
Yeah, I agree. I think it was like just a really sick play there overall from Extreme. The draft was really well thought out. I mean, it's kind of a classic one, right? The Invoker Mag Jug. That combo has always been really strong, and they just rounded out with really good team fighting heroes, right? Great individual lockdown from the Shadow Shaman, and great team fight presence from the Silencer. So I think they really just out-executed Neptune, I think, in some of these late-game fights at the end of the day. I think that's really all it was.
Well, you did, you know, get a little bit wacky with your draft here on Neptune.
Yeah.
They started with Snapfire and the Mars, which is pretty normal, but the Kunkka moving to the safe lane, the Riki in the mid. Maybe just go back to the basics in this next match, but we'll have to see. Extreme Gaming looking solid so far for their debut game, and Neptune, not such a hot first week.
They're going to need some help here in this next one, and I'm sure we're just going to go to a small break here, everyone, so stay tuned for more. We got Game 2 of Neptune versus Extreme coming up in a little bit.
请 Elephant 禁用英雄，请天辉方挑选英雄。还剩10秒，还剩5秒。请 Elephant 挑选英雄。
快拜见马格纳斯的犄角。
还剩10秒，请 Elephant 挑选英雄。
We're back.
Yeah, hi everybody. We made it. Game 2 here of the CNDPC Division 2 Extreme Gaming versus Neptune Gaming. My name, of course, R-Cryptic, and I'm here with Neff. Yeah, I mean, Game 1 was interesting, man. I think a little bit was some creativity in the draft phase, but looks like Neptune's gonna steal the good old Snapfire Mars for themselves.
Uh-huh. I mean...
Or I guess they ran this last game, didn't
yeah,
they? They did get Snapfire Mars last game.
They did, and then that's when they got weird. It was after that. After that, they got a little bit weird with running the Kunkka safe lane, Ricky mid. But, you know, confident in their opening, but not so much everything else that went down. And the other side, Extreme Gaming, they want to run back the Magnus. They ban out the exact same heroes that they did in game number 1 as well, which is... you know, Razor is popular across all the regions. Death Prophets feels kind of specific to China at the moment. So, just feeling like this is the hero inside this meta that they're more worried about than anything else.
Yeah. This hero's getting a lot of attention, and rightfully so. I mean, this hero feels very strong. He's a lane dominator. He scales incredibly well. He's such a good counter to a lot of heroes in the meta right now. Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
I like it. The Death Prophet ban as well. They've got the Magnus picked up here in the first phase. I'm curious what they decide to round this off with. If they want to go for like the Grimstroke themselves, they could also just pick up a like stable. Oh wow, they go for the Lina.
They don't go for any of those things. Instead, they go for the Lina. Interesting. I mean, the hero it can't be run as a support. It's a very safe mid laner when it's run in the mid lane. The only issue is you don't like when heroes get on top of you, but in most matchups you're able to spam out the wave, drop your Dragon Slave, move to the creep camps, outfarm the enemies, and they did nerf the strategy a little bit after TI when they reduced the small camps XP by 10%, not the gold, but it's still you know, an effective and I guess reliable mid laner, and when paired with the Magnus, you can kind of punish people for going on top of the Lina. If you have multiple heroes jumper, you RP, you turn the fight around. It can be a little bit scary, but
yeah.
Surprised to not see any Spirit heroes banned out yet on the side of Extreme. You know, Lina does do quite well against Storm to begin with, but as the game goes on, once you hit level 6, it turns around and Storm is the advantage all of a sudden.
Yeah, I think she's just going to rely on like the Boots Travel BKB build and just try and fight, right, with this Magnus and have kind of like the Magnus be able to just try and set up RPs or counter initiate with the RP. They do ban out the Invoker, which is something that's super annoying, as well as the TA, two heroes from the mid lane that are like solid counters legitimately to this hero.
Mm-hmm.
And then they banned the Faceless Void. Again, something that was removed last game. They didn't want to deal with the combination of the Mars, Snapfire, Faceless Void, just way too much damage that you can dump in, way too much team fight that come out from those heroes. So probably Paparazzi's mid lane for the Lina. That's what I would guess, just based on those bans that we're seeing. And then we'll probably see some supports picked up here in this next phase.
Yeah. Well, yeah, Juggernaut gotten rid of the Faceless Void, gotten rid of...
they have to ban PA.
Yeah.
Come on.
Phantom Assassin on side
on
of
Neptune?
Neptune, yeah. Magnus PA is way too good.
Yeah, it's also into the Mars, and you already banned the Jug. So like PA is like on their mind, top pick. Oh, they get rid of the Abaddon again. This is something they banned out last game too.
Mm-hmm.
And they do want supports in this next phase, probably.
Yeah, I mean it's a good save for the Lina if they manage to get on top of her. It can break stuns as well. Go for Ogre Magic. Not what I'd expect at this point.
Really safe 5, honestly. Like it is a super safe 5. I saw an Ogre Magi literally win a game earlier today just because of Fire Shield. So that was cool.
That ability is so hit or miss. I think people are still figuring it out. Like, I think it's super sick against heroes like Sven, who have like,
yeah,
like the damage reduction on each hit for 3 hits.
There was a Wraith King. It was like against a Wraith King, and Wraith King went to like crit 3 attacks in a row for like 1600, and they just did no damage at all.
Ogre Magi simply laughs and says, "Get some skill, you goddamn nerd. I'll see you later." Yeah,
pretty much.
I hate that hero because I'm an Earth Spirit player though, and you know, compared to Earth Spirit, he is so boring. He's effective though. You know, he's got like 6, almost 7 armor. He's got tons of HP regen, I think almost 5.
Max Ignite right now is super good too.
Yeah, he's good for a lot of reasons, and it frustrates me because he's so simple.
Okay, they pick up Dragon Knight. So this is definitely going to be the mid lane, since you already have the Mars. So Dragon Knight into the Lina. It's definitely not bad because Breathe Fire reduces a lot of Lina's damage. So it makes it a little bit more difficult for her to CS, but I think she can still do pretty well with her spells as long as like you pick up an early point in Dragon Slave.
Yeah. So I don't know. Dragon Knight hasn't been super effective from the games that I've watched. He's fallen off kind of hard as the game goes on. He feels really good. You know, once he gets his level 6, he feels decent in the lane because you can't zone him out. But it's the same issue that I talked about. Lina, while she can't zone him, she's going to Dragon Slave down the wave, CS it down, move over the small camp, and just outfarm the Dragon Knight. And then as the game, you know, once we get to that like 15-20 minute mark, the enemy mid's going to be almost twice as farmed as you. And it feels awful. So unless they can find these early towers and run at these heroes nonstop, they're going to struggle here.
Yeah, this is gonna be pretty sick.
Get rid of the OD and the Slark on that side. Ooh, Ricky with the double header. How does it feel to be the protagonist of Dota?
I am genuinely shocked. I'm genuinely shocked. So here's the thing though. Okay, here's the thing, because I'm trying to wrap my head around this. Like, why would they go for the Ricky here specifically? And the idea behind this is it is decent enough into the Mars. It's not that decent into Mars Snapfire though, and that's the issue. Is like this offlane duo has so much control and so much magic burst damage, and Ricky is not a hero that survives well against it. You have to rely on like your Tricks of the Trade and your Blink Strike to kind of maneuver this lane. But unlike last game, there was nothing that gave Ricky the ability to actually farm. He just had to snowball out of the mid lane and do well. This game, he does have a Magnus. So the Empower is basically like that Battle Fury build that we used to see that gives Ricky this kind of farming potential that he drastically lacks. So it might work. It actually might work. If there's any scenario where it's going to be with the Magnus.
Well, we'll see if the Magnus is able to provide enough for him. The other issue, of course, is, you know, if Ricky does end up falling off, doesn't find enough farm, the Magnus can take up the role of being that carry. We see position 1 Magnus in North America every so often. Lina can pump out a ton of damage as well. Like, there are solutions this game. It doesn't need to be all in on the Ricky, and that part I do like. You can be a little bit dynamic with, you know, who's actually your position 1. You've got your carry player, but he doesn't need to be like the highest impact player in this game, as long as he, you know, does his job.
This should be fun. I'm really excited. We'll see how this goes. It is going to be game 2 here between Extreme and Neptune Gaming. Very excited. Neptune's got their work cut out for them, man. They've really got to pull this one out. Neff, you good? You there?
Yeah.
Did I lose you?
I'm good. I was just making sure that everything was going fine as far as broadcast goes, but it looks like we're all good. So, 5-man smoking up and going to invade the enemy team's triangle. This could turn out kind of poorly for the Earthshaker. Yeah, he's going to walk back up to his triangle to where he thinks is safety. But it is not safe here, my friends.
Oh, no. Yeah, first blood going to be yoinked there by the Mars. Neptune, happy about that one. An aggressive tip, too.
What can you do?
Oh, was not an aggressive tip.
That was all too. That was an allied tip.
Allied tip, yeah.
All over to that Mars. But yeah, you plant the Observer Ward, you come home, guys, I did it, I'm ready to grab the rune at the start. Entire enemy team's waiting on your triangle. What can you do?
征战号角，响彻全场。
And here we go. Gonna block the first creep wave. It does expend a little bit of mana for that one, but wave's gonna be pushed pretty far in, so it's gonna be pretty safe for the Earthshaker to farm.
I'm sure he's gonna second block it as well. That would make the most sense. A lot of times you go for the second fissure block as soon as you get towards that tower, so we'll see if he can, and then of course he'll be able to pull that wave really far back into his tower. But the mid lane matchup, going to be Chen here, once again, versus Paparazzi. Dragonite versus Lina. I do favor Lina, definitely like the first like 3 or 4 levels. As soon as you get level 6 on the Dragonite, it becomes very difficult to stay in the lane.
Yep.
But he's already down a lot of HP to start this one out.
Yeah. He definitely needs a little bit, well, probably need to stay a higher HP until he had like 2 points in Dragon's Blood at the very least. So he has to play a little bit further back for the first couple of waves, or send himself out to an early salve. Lina keeps his HP low, then this lane can be kind of difficult. Got the movement here on the Magma cell. The dodge of that split earth.
Yeah, that was nice.
Yeah. Bottom lane, Snapfire's also sitting pretty low already, but I don't have a ton of kill potential here. The Lich can be kind of scary. With the Frost Blast and the Frost Shield for running people down, but does go through that mana pretty quickly, so if you don't find a kill at the very start, a lot of the time this Lich isn't going to be able to continue that harass.
Yeah, he's a very mana-hungry hero. But translates a lot of that mana into just damage onto the other cores there, so we'll see how they do. But overall, lane's pretty chill right now. They are pulling away and farm a little bit on the side of Extreme. This safe lane Leshrac not having the best of time, it would seem.
Yeah, Leshrac, he will catch back up though. Only issue is if he goes through too much mana at the start. He's got a lot of mana left, so he's going to be able to recover pretty easily here. Bottom lane. Not much is going to happen down there for a little while still. Paparazzi got through all of his mana, but yeah, top lane. Try to commit onto these heroes, but you know, both of them very tanky, decent amount of armor. Until you think you have like 3 points, level 3 on this Leshrac, you don't have a ton of kill potential here.
Absolutely. Fire Blast into the split earth. A lot of damage that comes through. Can he get the pick off those skewers? Pulls this ogre closer to the tower, but obviously still not in range. Nice fissure block there from Tank, though. He does have a shockwave. Could try and pull him back. The question is, will it be enough to finish him off? It doesn't look like it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the Magnus isn't able to chase that ogre forward. If he does, you know, Split Earth comes from the Leshrac, turns around and kills him. He just doesn't have enough HP left. Down here, DY sitting on a lot of mana, and I talked about this. They do have decent kill potential.
Yeah, absolutely. Frost Shield with the Ricky continuing the chase here. Doesn't have a Blink Strike, though, and unable to find the kill. Nice play there from the Mars to be able to make some spaces. Snapfire will just salve up next to the tower.
Yep. And I think you're going to use this opportunity of getting back to snatch up the water runes potentially on the Snapfire here. All right. So, Ricky, he's doing fine so far. Lich, he has gone through a lot more of his mana now and hasn't found any kills, which isn't ideal for him. And I think up in the top lane, can you get
Blink Strike forward, but yeah, no, still no more damage. No. He's got the Helm of the Iron Willed, so basically the Mars is going to go for that armlet build this game.
Nice try there by the Dragon Knight. He tried to deny both those creeps under the tower by dropping the Dragon Tail onto the Lina, but ended up getting neither.
Ooh. Ogre? Okay, I was like, could he skewer Ogre to the tower? But
no.
Oh, nice drag from the Ogre there. That was sick. 32-2, or 32-2 versus 22-2 in the mid lane. This Lina is really starting to pull away.
Yeah. I mean, we knew this would happen. Lina is just able to push in the wave, then go to farm, and Dragon Knight is stuck where he is. Doesn't have a lot of movement speed. Doesn't have the mana to be, or you know, if you end up maxing out your Breathe Fire to push in the wave, then you don't have enough armor or HP regen from your Dragon's Blood, or you don't have the single point in your stun to set up kills or deny creeps. So this lane definitely is Lina favored. The question is how much you can do with this level 6. If you're able to pressure the tower here, if you're able to you know, potentially find a kill and turn things around, but she hasn't even managed to hit the tower here. This Lina's holding Light Strike Array, waiting for Weijin to pull up on the tower and try to get the Corrosive Breath attack onto it. And so
absolutely, and you need to be really careful. Oh, there it is. I was gonna ask if he was gonna do this earlier when I saw him. I was like, is he gonna cliff him? But no, he will the second time. And instead, he just TP's mid. He's like, fine, dude. You know, I'll just come help my Dragon Knight instead. His Paparazzi. I mean, he is level 6. Fissure Block comes through. That Dragon Knight needs to be very careful. Turning his attention on over to the Ogre. Laguna comes through, plus the Dragon Slave. They will find themselves a return kill. Beautiful Fissure Block there.
Yeah. Oh. Ends up getting that one onto the Ogre Magi. You know, not ideal in grabbing the Ogre, but it's whatever.
You save the tower, though, in the process, and Lina continuing to farm. She finds a DD rune.
Yeah. I'm not sure if she's going to opt to attempt to clear out Ancients with this one. She's only got 1 point in the Fiery Soul. So attack speed isn't that big. Might just clear out the hard camp and then move back. Yeah.
Thanks for the wraparound bottom. I mean, if they can get a go here with the Riki, the Fissure Block would finally give them the ability to prevent them from making their way into the base. Well, there's the Cookie. Oh, Cookie's the wrong way! Skewer is going to be able to pull that Earthshaker underneath the tower, and Tank taking a lot of damage, but a nice Frost Shield there to try and slow that down. They do end up trading 1 for 1, so honestly, pretty well salvaged there from Neptune, considering.
Absolutely. And they're looking to make a couple more plays here. They see this Magnus, but actually they land the stun, but came out after the Skewer, unfortunately.
Dude, he just Tokyo drifted right through that thing.
Ooh, yeah. This Dragon Knight was closer to death than you realized that landed there on him. He would have set up for the kill. Refills the bottle.
That feels good.
Yeah.
I was thinking about this last night. If you're a support or like a forward position or whatever, and you just have like nothing going on in your lane, do you just like take a fight for the sake of taking a fight, knowing that it's going to be bad and you could die, just so you can go back to the mid lane and fill your mid lane's bottle? Would it ever be worth it, you think? Just like knowingly taking a bad fight to exhaust other resources and just like die and go refill a bottle?
I don't think knowingly taking a bad fight, but you know, you can salvage a not so good lane by helping out your mid and then making them win harder, you know?
Yeah.
They're looking to set up on the mid lane here.
Oh. They're going to be able to get a nice fissure there, Laguna, but Cookie will be able to push him away, and Chen up on the high ground, but oh gosh, what a Dragon Tail. That Magnus, he had blood in his eyes. Riki going to rotate in as well, finish off the Snapfire, but the RP still ends up coming through, catching the DK, 3 for 0 with a 5-man rotation from Extreme. And double disconnect.
Yeah, 2 of the players are dropping there, but almost managed to turn that fight around with that Dragon Tail and the Dragon Knight hitting the Magnus as he tried to come in with the RP, but managed to grab the heroes anyways. Not bad. Looks like they're going to reconnect pretty quickly there. Do you think they're going to be able to pressure this tower, though? Lina already all out of mana. She does have the illusion, and she can bottle back up.
Rune,
so
yeah. I think she will.
She'll try to here.
She won't kill it, but the illusion rune's going to do a lot of damage, so she might as well. It's basically a DD, right? So she might as well try and pressure the tower.
Yep. But we've already gotten to this point that I was talking about. Lina, Dragon Knight hasn't done like amazing in this lane, but you know, you don't farm nearly as fast. And if you can't pressure Lina's tower and you don't manage to find any kills, then you know she's out farming.
1,100 gold behind. Yeah.
And we're only 8 minutes into the game so far, as Lina has a pretty sizable lead at this point.
And not to mention the Riki. I mean, his safe lane was not bad. I mean, the Lich Riki combo ended up doing pretty good work. They were able to zone Mars out of the lane, you know, relatively well. He's still doing good for himself, but that extra kill here in the mid lane definitely helping the Riki for sure.
Yep.
Here they go. Pressure the mid lane.
Mars is going to try to come in to defend this one. He does have Arena available.
They're actually just going to get the tower. Arena does come through. Actually, I don't know if they are now. The Arena blocking all of the attacks, and now the Magnus the one that's in trouble. Tank trying to hobble away here and tumbling forward. Looks like he might be able to make it.
You do got the tumbles, though.
You do got the tumbles. All right, beautiful Arena there, blocking that off, so keeping that mid tower alive.
Yeah, and looks like he's almost got the gold for his armlet off of this one. So instead of opting for a blink dagger this game, he figures he's going to need more damage, which, you know, you're a bit lacking on physical with a Leshrac as your safe laner. And Dragon Knight in the mid. Yeah. Not a huge damage scaling hero, so their offlaner needs to do a little bit more. That means their setup isn't going to be as good. Their catch not as good. But
and again, they do have the empower there for the Ricky, so giving him the ability to farm quite a bit faster than normal. And they're going to go ahead and try and push the side lanes here. It's going to fall very fast to the Lesh DK. No Fortify left, obviously, so that's going to go down. Tank trying to just disengage. He will make it out.
But they do lose the tower. So strength of this Leshrac Dragon Knight combination coming online. They're able to take towers very quickly. But
yeah, absolutely.
They want that mid lane. That's the problem. The bottom lane doesn't mean much, and especially if you're trading 1-for-1 with this Ricky.
Yeah, and Ricky's going to get that top tower. He's got an Orb of Corrosion, so he's been able to work on this for a while. Cookie forward ends up being able to dodge out some of that Chain Frost, but DY, is he going to live? No, nice Fire Blast comes out. They will trade, though, as Paparazzi from the high ground just claps the Ogre.
And they go 1-for-1. Thinks about throwing the Arena out, but
he's gonna definitely think twice about that one. The RP comes through, and Ricky gonna pick up a kill. Now 4-0.
Yeah. I mean, you put the RP on cooldown, but finding that kill for Ricky gets him to the Fusel Blade faster, and that's what it's all about on this hero, right? You want that as quickly as possible so you can find solo kills. And
you do need it. It's just, it is too good. Yeah. The Diffusal is definitely the Ricky item, like, by far.
Him being able to find solo kills on Leshrac, Snapfire. I think Mars, Dragon Knight, Ogre is a little bit hard, but the rest of the heroes, they're not going to be able to move around the map by themselves anymore. And, you know, Ward's that much more important when Ricky's got that solo kill potential on you.
He can't honestly kill the Mars. Mars is, a lot of his tankiness comes from Bulwark, so, and like, that's the last place Ricky's going to be attacking you from, right? Backstab, just choose right through that hero. So yeah, once he has Diffusal, he might be able to just kill him.
If he just like faces him in the side of the smoke, he just waits for the smoke to expire, and he's got the Bulwark, then Ricky can't.
Well, he tricks him, right? He drop tricks the trade.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah. So I mean, it's not that hard. Like you can do a lot of damage to Mars. You're not going to kill him nearly as easy as some of these supports, but. Yeah, right now they're focusing again back up on this mid tower, like you were talking about. They really, really want to get this. Tank almost to his Blink Dagger already on this Earthshaker.
Yeah, and aren't going to be able to grab this tower here. I don't think they'd be able to defend this. And I don't think anyone's coming in to defend with the RP on cooldown still. And Earthshaker working on this Blink Dagger, like you mentioned. He's getting close, though.
Yeah, absolutely.
Just to get away from that one. But yeah, once these two Blink Daggers are online, you know, their Extreme Game are going to be taking the fight. I think Ricky's Diffusal will be coming out around the same time as well. Yeah, the two Blink Daggers and the Diffusal all going to come out at once on Extreme Gaming. Neptune aren't going to know what hit him.
No, oh, sick Sinister Gaze. The Armlet toggle trying to do his best, but picked off. Laguna Blade from Paparazzi makes it so easy.
And two more creeps. He'll have the gold for that one, and Tank, once he clears up this wave, maybe the next incoming one. This is Blink Dagger. Lena almost has her BKB as well. She's only like 1,000 gold off. Oh, man. This is about to get rough for Neptune, man.
It is, yeah. It is looking like things are going to start sliding the other way here. Yeah, things only get easier for the Ricky here. We were talking about how it's not a hero that plays from behind. It's definitely a hero that needs to stay ahead. And he is, you know, he's significantly more farmed than the other cores. Like, he's neck and neck with technically the enemy safe laner, which is that Leshrac, but...
All right, let's count these. 13 minutes. Diffusal Blade is completed right now on Ricky. He drops it up here, and... Oh, the Chain Frost.
Yeah, sick Chain Frost play there. Able to get a kill onto that Snapfire. They do trade, though, thanks to the Arena.
Arena is forced out. All right, so Fusel Blade completed there on Ricky. Blink Dagger now on the Earthshaker. I think the Blink Dagger is being flown out to the Magnus as well. Yeah.
Well, he's already used the Blink because he's managed to find the Leshrac there. And Tank just playing with the Fissure on the side, just wondering if he needs to even throw it.
He doesn't. I don't think he's revealed his Blink Dagger yet himself, so that's the next.
For his position, they don't know he's down here because he didn't throw the Fissure. So you have that benefit.
Murky's farm is going to keep up this game. You mentioned this in the draft. It makes up for his weakness of farming pretty slow. Having that in power. Dragonite so far behind this Lina. 2.5k net worth behind in the mid.
Smoke up. Yeah, I mean, they've had this ward here. They've been watching this Dragonite take this Ancient stack, and they're about to yoink the stack with his life here as Tank. He's got the Blink, the Echo right on the money. A Fissure block finds the Snapfire as well. Sinister Gaze right on the money. Double kill once again for the Ricky as Paparazzi finds the Ogre on the backside, and they will find a third. DY's just mine. Thank you.
That's a yoink right there for sure. But yeah, that minute and a half, 2 Blink Daggers completed, Diffusal Blade finished, and BKB came out on the Lina though. So she is feeling so confident to step up there on high ground with her teammates. And net worth XP swings 4k right now in the favor of Neptune, 6k XP advantage. And this is going to go how you want it to go.
He has no detection, and he is about to get clapped here by the Ricky. The rotation in from DY, but Mortimer Kiss is coming through. But Paparazzi's here as well. Sinister Gaze just for a moment, but Paparazzi pops the BKB, and he finds 3 more heroes. Yoinks, needs to get out of here. Tank, no Fissure for about 7 seconds. Spear snipes him from downtown. He gets the kill, and an Ignite manages to catch the Earthshaker. I don't think they're going to see him, though.
Yeah, that Paparazzi kill was big. Tons of XP and gold. 500 going the way of that Mars, and that's going to be his Blink Dagger completed. So, too confident. Confident with the BKB, but definitely too confident right there. Lots of physical damage coming out, and of course the Diabolic Edict being pure that goes through the BKB ended up doing more damage to Lina than she realized.
It was so funny, like she pops the BKB and runs in, and Mars just like God's rebukes her.
Yeah,
and she's like,
you're already at half HP. God's rebuke. She's suddenly at like 20%, and is like, oh yikes! It was a joke, guys. I want to leave now. Thank you. All right. Trying to put some pressure of their own on now. But I think it's going to be short-lived. As soon as the BKBs are back up, these spells are off the cooldown. I think Echo is just the only thing they're waiting for. In fact, it's going to probably come up in the middle of this smoke here. Not wasting any time on Extreme.
Yeah, they're just going to be able to continue to play aggressive. They do have the RP, but they're just going to blink forward, try and find the Snapfire, and there she is. Very easy kill once again, and SHENZHEN Yasha, the next pickup here for the Ricky. Of course, he's got that Yasha already completed, trying to just make it to that next item.
Yep.
Ward's gonna scout the Mars behind the tower. I mean, this is a huge kill if they can actually find him. And they will indeed. There's gonna be the Diffusal into the smoke screen, and does get the armament toggle for a moment, but Tank comes in just to finish it off, and he's gonna keep looking for more. The Ogre just getting crushed here.
To make quick
Very much underestimating the damage from that Ricky.
Yeah. TP in too late, thinking that you could help turn things around, save your Mars, but there was just no chance. And now they invade your triangle. Imagine they're going to take this tier 1 tower. It's going to take a little while. They've got Fortify available to buy them a little bit of time. And they're going to be able to repop it as they go for the tier 2 here if they choose to do that. You're not going to... Didn't drop the Fortify.
They're looking to smoke. I think they were not paying as much attention to that, but smoked up here next to the tier 2 tower. The rest of Neptune coming down here as we speak, but they don't have any vision here on Neptune to actually play around.
Yeah, but they're hesitant right now on Extreme, right? They realize, okay, everyone's off the map. Mid lane's pushed in pretty far. Tank.
He gets out.
The hops though.
Oh man, this Tank is playing smooth today.
No way did he just get out of there. He gets away with it too.
Shen's chasing, but Tank's got the blink. He's like, see ya.
Yeah.
Tumble toys just for fun.
I think that original tumble did make the difference for that Dragon Knight's initiation. He turned around at the precise moment there. So if they don't manage to find any of the kills, and they end up wasting a bunch of time going for that smoke.
Oh, well, he finds the Ogre. Fissure does come out. Chainstones are there. Ricky comes in with just a couple of auto attacks. That's all you need. SHENZHEN Yasha now completed.
There's your godlike spree.
Yeah, Paparazzi now finished up the BKB on the Lina. We didn't really even talk about that one. Now, I'm curious what she even bothers going for. Do you go the Daedalus like we've seen in the past, just this extreme heavy right clicks, or do we go for something else like Eye of Scotty or the Silver Edge?
Silver Edge is like one of the most popular builds, and it does.
Agnes, RP. Oh no, he blinked into the skewer. Dragon Knight also gonna meet a. Oh my gosh, the Ice Blast into the Chain Frost.
He tried to get the stun off to stop him skewering in, but he just made things worse.
He barely missed it. Yeah, I mean, if you get that Dragon Tail off, it would have been so close, but the skewer caught him first, and of course, Chain Frost.
You save that if you're fast enough, but you know, just a little bit too slow makes all the difference in the world. Almost gets you nothing in Dota, as Dragon Drop likes to say. And that's going to be Aegis going the way of Paparazzi. So now she's thinking about what items she could get. She's probably feeling confident enough to just go for damage after picking up this Aegis. And there it is, the Silver Edge after the Shadow Blade. I mean, it does apply break to Dragon Knight to Mars, and it's just a huge DPS item.
It is. It is so good. Well, they are feeling very strong. A 10,000 gold advantage, 13 experience, 20 to 7. Sorry, I wanted to say 20 to 4 because my brain wanted it to be 20 to 4, but not today. No memes.
If only, if only. Well, looking to change
they're
the score.
Smoking up, but Magnus, he's gonna see them and get the blink out, and the skewer. Neptune can't connect on anything.
Just can't get their hands.
And now Sentry does come out. Paparazzi gonna get eaten by a stun here, but in comes Ricky. Nice smoke screen preventing anything. He's got the Aegis, he's got the BKB if he needs it, but the big Evco just cleans up too, and now Leshrac trying to get on out of here. Tank will fall, the only casualty so far for Extreme, but they're just getting ran down, and Chen, no way in hell is he getting out of here. Laguna Blade to finish it off. 5-4-1.
That is rough. Now 12k net worth lead, 17 XP advantage. They get the Earthshaker, but he managed to get in the middle of your heroes, kept everyone disabled that entire fight. Man did his job. He is happy to go down like that, and I don't know how they turn this one. You know, your mid lane, it hasn't gone how you expected. You were way too late coming online, taking those towers. Your top lane, underwhelming once BKBs come out, and it's only a matter of time until Ricky, you know, you either can't get your hands on him or he gets a BKB for himself.
Yeah.
Lina pumping out too much damage. It is so hard. Yeah, I think you need like Blink Takers and everyone to get on top of these heroes, but that it falls back on Extreme Gaming to be uncoordinated and fall. And they're way too good at playing together right now. They've been very careful.
Yeah, they really have.
Lina death anyway. They finish a BKB on the Magus, but they smoke up here on Neptune. So even if they find him, they're not going to be able to finish him off. He can just pop a BKB and walk away.
I mean, they smoked under a ward.
Yeah.
They saw it, so he just leaves. He knows that they're coming. Tank wanting to put himself in front of them maybe, but Scan comes out. They know exactly where they are. They blink forward. He baits him with the illusion. Oh no, and now in comes the Magnus. RP ends up only finding one. Skewer gonna get dodged thanks to the cookie, but he's just getting chain stunned down, and Paparazzi just trying to finish off the kill. He ends up doing it with the Dragon Slave. 2 heroes dead here on the side of Neptune, and they're looking for more. Tries to trade up onto the high ground. Ricky gonna just destroy this Snapfire.
Use 2 charges of Blink Strike though, so
he's got a defusal though, and a smoke screen, and he cannot get out. The Silver Edge as well just goes right through him.
Yeah, and that's why Lina initiated in the last fight, and that's it. They just can't take it anymore. Extreme Gaming with the quick 2-0 for their debut matches here in the CN DPC. This roster change served them well in Neptune. They've had a rough first week.
They've had a very rough first week, and honestly, this is what I expected out of Extreme. This is what I expected out of this lineup. These are veteran players, you know, so very excited to see them doing well, and I can't wait to see what they do here in the DPC. I mean, this is a heck of an opener from them, but they've still got a lot of really strong teams to play against. Obviously, we've seen Sparking Arrow, we've seen Team Magma, we've also seen like Aster.Aries and SHENZHEN all perform incredibly well, which we're going to see some of those teams here later tonight. So actually all of those teams later tonight. So definitely make sure to stick around for those. This is a stacked evening, Neff.
It is, but unfortunately, we aren't going to be part of it, Ricky. I believe that is going to be Drag and Drop and Snare who are covering those ones. But we had a hell of a time with this first one. We got to do Extreme Gaming's debut match. It's good enough for me. This game a little bit shorter than I would have liked, though.
Agreed. Yeah, it did go a little quick, but for the most part, still very entertaining. Like, just seeing how well Extreme Gaming plays is always a treat, and honestly, really excited to see how they do. But Neptune, it's looking rough for them, man. They are now 0-8 in the DPC. Where do you go from here, man?
We go to highlights.
Oh, okay, good. Good transition.
Yeah, thank you. But, this was at the start. Beautiful Dragon Tail stopping that RP from coming off, but unfortunately it just didn't end up mattering at the end. Managed to finish off all three of these heroes here, and only need to connect the RP with that Dragon Knight. Ricky making quick work of everybody, and that was the Blink Dagger reveal on the Magnus in the bottom lane. That coming out at the same time as the Blink Dagger on this Earthshaker, who puts it to good use as Dragon Knight trying to farm up these Ancients. Look at that. He couldn't even get the cookie off there on the Snap. I had to get out of that. Glitch too quick. And Lena, all the confidence in the world.
I see this, and all I think is like DY with the you know fingers pointing inward, just like mine. Kill for me.
Yeah. And this is the time Lena went a little bit too far forward. And I didn't think this was gonna work out for Leshrac at all, but ends up buying a little bit more time. You have Mortimer Kisses come in. Already sitting at low HP, pops the BKB, only at 500 HP, then goes, oh god, what am I doing?
That's a lot of damage.
Yeah, and this is oh yeah, finished her off there. But this is why you wanted the armlet on the Mars, is when you have Dragon Knight mid and Leshrac who's not going to scale as well, your offlane needs to do more damage. And yeah, I was so close getting out of that one. If he had landed that stun as he came in, but all he did was make the situation worse, unfortunately. Set up that Chain Frost Lich. That was another
Don't worry, buddy, I gotcha.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, this is what's so strong about the Ricky in this game, is like Mars doesn't have a BKB, and he just, as soon as the Ricky finds him the smoke screen in this scenario, like he just doesn't get to use anything in his kit, right? No arena, no spear, nothing. And it's such a big part of the team fight, and it's one of those things, Ricky does not play well from behind, but he is so scary when he is ahead, and we see it in these fights over and over again.
Yeah. And that
was
time
just
they
such
got
an
baited by
unfortunate.
the illusion.
Yeah.
And they only got the RP in a 1, but it's really all it took. This was a Silver Edge reveal onto this Mars. It ended up bringing him down so quickly, and I think it surprised him because he was facing the Lina there. He just got melted. And then finished off by that Dragon.
And then look at the damage from the Ricky here. Like, at this point with the Empower, like your two finished items basically, like you're so strong.
Yeah.
Paparazzi grabs MVP. I mean, that's pretty okay with me. I think that sounds about right.
Yeah. So makes sense. Had an amazing performance on the Lina. Bodied the Dragon Knight in the mid lane, but it's kind of what we expect. If you don't find those early towers, if you can't find kills on the Lina, then Lina is going to just out farm you by spamming out the waves, moving the jungle afterwards. And again, great debut performance here. Extreme Gaming off to a wonderful start. But Ricky, we're just beginning tonight. We've got 3 best of 3s.
Yeah,
this is just the first one.
Long night of Dota and a long few days of Dota. We're going 3 days in a row here. Our next series will be happening in about an hour and 20 minutes, if I'm not mistaken. So be ready for that one. And again, I think we already went over them, but just in case you don't remember, it is SHENZHEN versus Aster.Aries coming up next, followed by Sparking Arrow Gaming and Team Magma. So really sick games. These are the top 4. I mean, these are all your top teams right here, going head to head here for the rest of the night. So we're finally going to see, which of these teams stand above the rest, take those top spots, which is looking like could be your promoted teams, but Extreme, obviously, after tonight, looking like they want to try and compete for that at this point.
Mm-hmm. Well, we'll see if Extreme are going to be able to compete for that, or people on X Extreme YBB can contest that. In my opinion, that is the best storyline. Is when somebody managed to make it back through with the Opens of the team that they're no longer with and beat them out.
When are those team playing head to head? I really want to watch that one.
Able to pull that one up?
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Give me a second. So Extreme vs YBB is next week, actually. That will be on the 7th, so that's going to be Tuesday.
Who's covering that one? That's us, isn't it?
Probably us. Yeah, I think that's us. Yeah, that's the super late night. Yeah, so we will be there covering that game. That'll be a fun one.
Awesome. I'm excited, but that is going to be it from us. I think we're going to have the chance to throw it over to a post-game interview. Unfortunately, I'm not the best translator.
Yeah, Neff's still
not a
working
translator
on
at all.
Yeah, Neff's still working. I believe on speaking his first language. So it's gonna be a little bit before he gets to his second language.
Right, of course.
Yeah.
But that is going to be it from us, everybody. Again, we've got more games coming in an hour and 20 minutes. Do you know what game that we have coming up next?
Yeah, that's what you're saying. It's Aster.Aries versus SHENZHEN is going to be the next series.
And it's going to be drag and drop and snare. But until then, stay tuned, everybody.
Have a wonderful time. See you later.
Yeah.
大家好，我是那个 XG 战队的5号位 DY。大概还需要1个星期吧。对。没有时间训练啊，我们是前几天才转到这个酒店的，之前在医院啊，就训练了1天。对。是啊，因为线上嘛，这个很多事情感觉不太方便，就能选手自己来就先自己来，等大家集合了之后再由教练统一来安排吧。对。他能力打1打中都绰绰有余啊，我感觉。是，感觉节奏方面差别会比较大吧。他现在正在慢慢习惯了。这个肯定是有，就让这个英雄在比赛上场给观众瞧瞧是什么那个什么样子。对。拜拜。
DOTA 2开启全新篇章 ，DOTA Plus 加入游戏，英雄修行解锁徽章，陪伴你从入门到精通，从新手成长为英雄。英雄语音聊天轮盘，诙谐幽默，你心中的话语，借英雄之口说出。
吹牛皮，升级绝对是好
完成任务即可获得英雄碎片，全新特效套装等你兑换，彰显不凡和尊贵。英雄圣物记录成就，带你回味每一个精彩瞬间。 游戏中获得的数据将被忠实记录。数据也许冰冷，但其中跃动的记忆无比火热。勇士联赛再度开启，呼朋唤友，挑战极限。信任与配合是 DOTA 2不变的主题，更由 Plus 助手带你快速上手游戏。也许曾离开，但全世界的玩家都期待你的归来。DOTA Plus，DOTA 2的新时代。
读书人的事情怎么能算通这世界？自作自受。
你非常酷。
毁灭。时间结界。
裂地监测。辛巴快跳！可怜的魔导。
死亡之指。你软绵绵的法术真是扶上起了来。进攻！超新星！月食！雷神之怒！神灭战！末日！接招！原来是这样的。黑洞！来吧！
要陪丽娜玩吗？会被烧焦的哦。
他们无论怎样武装，也不足以战胜我。
第一份祭品已经奉上，欢迎来到奈伦摩尔的地盘。
They call me Scream.
They call me Scream.
我的爱上林暗笑，有很多年。
是谁在呼唤水晶侍女？
如果世人不承认我的存在，那就有必要再重新造。
还需要介绍？
永烈若已经消失，只有主宰尚存。看看这群待宰的狗呀！
没有什么角色是我模仿不出的。
我沿着地上的一个大洞跑到了地下。这东西是座铁链，铁链上还有很大的钩子。最后，死亡之神以为被偷走了。要我说，是无为人族。大开杀戒的好日子。时间，眼观六路，给我叫起来！好大个鲜肉，来亲热亲热，小鲜肉！一二，计划不就没我在我这儿？跟我给你切个漂亮的豆花。火腿罐头，烧烤时间。大家叫我胖子，你才是偷东西起家的。
Dota friend. It's Dota time, baby!
大招踩到了4个，但是敌还在对面路上，
基本上没有突破环境了。
对面路上好像还买不活，被铁锤死了。诺万直接跳出来，GG，恭喜Liquid！恭喜Liquid，拿到了本届Super Major的冠军。
世界游戏主办的2018 CS:GO 亚洲邀请赛。